Now, what would you do if your boss told you to go home? You can't work today. I'd go home and be glad. However, not everybody. See this beautiful young girl on my shoulder? Not her. Her name is Alexis. Alexis Delane Burgess. She's only 23 years old. She's a stripper out of a Dallas nightclub. See the guy next to her? That's Trayvon Wilson, apparently her boyfriend. Her boss told her she can't work that night. They apparently disapproved now of the lap dances she was getting. You know what they did? They go back there and they murder the security guard and the club owner. This is my life in the shot. So this is my life in the shot. I'm your host, Donald Washington. Now, this story, bananas. Temptations nightclub out of Dallas, California, Dallas, Texas. And check this out. Dallas police arrest 2 people, charged them with murder. Now, Julian Martin, 32, and Cesar Strada Rango. He's 40 years old. These 2 cats, super young. This is them. These 2 right here. Making a good living for themselves. They own a nightclub. Seem to doing very well until they hire her. Beautiful young sister. Here it is. You can go downtown, get a doctor, lawyer. And she's a dancer. Stupid tragedy. You go home, get your boyfriend, and murder the 2 Alright, so now the story's going to read. A fight broke out. Let me say. According to the police, 23-year-old stripper named Alexis Burris was refused employment that night by the club's manager. Word is the management did not approve of the lap dances she was getting. I don't know what type of lap dances she was giving, but apparently they didn't approve of the lap dance she was given. Allegedly, Alexis went home and brought her boyfriend, 24-year-old Trayvon Wilson, to fight the club owners. A fight broke out. Trayvon and the 2 victims, which I showed you, ended up dead with 2 gunshot wounds. Case ended in gunshots. 2 shooting victims were pronounced deadly shortly after EMTs arrived. Wilson, 24, was found at an area hospital with a gunshot wound. So apparently, the 2 club owners opened fire. I'm gonna bring you guys the news story of this. It's really quick.
Half hour in Tarrant County, where 2 people were killed at a strip club overnight. That strip club is right off of Interstate 30 near the Tarrant-Parker County lines. Tim Ciesco is there live to bring us the latest information. Tim, at last check, you still have investigators out there with you. Is that still the case?
And they just cleared the scene a short time ago. The Tarrant County Sheriff's Office telling us their top priority now is to find and arrest that gunman who remains at large this morning. And they just cleared the scene, which they spent hours here this morning combing through for evidence and then also talking to witnesses, trying to get a solid description of that suspect. Now, this all happened a little after 10 o'clock last night here at the Temptations Club in western Tarrant County. No details this morning on what led up to the shooting. We're told investigators still trying to piece a lot of that together, but deputies say the shooting took place inside the club, which was full of employees and patrons at the time. 2 men were fatally shot and the gunman fled. No word of any other injuries, and the names of those 2 victims have not the time. 2 men were fatally shot and the gunman fled. No word of any other injuries, and the names of those 2 victims have not yet been released.
So, here it is. This guy goes inside the club with hundreds of witnesses that's looking right at you. How stupid can you get? And how much of a simp can you get? Here it is. You didn't let this girl convince you to come up there and kill her damn boss. Now, here's one thing about young people and how stupid young people. This is why a lot of stuff shouldn't be legal even at 21, because your mind isn't developed. Well, should be. Stay away from drugs, people. That's it. That's all I can say. Because here it is. You didn't let this girl convince you to come up there and do some harm when they got the right to tell her, look, you can't give lap dance today. You can't work today. In fact, we don't want you to work here at all. They got that right. But here it is. You didn't let this girl convince you to come up there to come fight the bosses. And this is why, as young people, older people, we just let stuff go. We just let it go because we know where it can go. Whether it's on social media, somebody disrespect your family or disrespect you. You just got to walk it off. And that's the hardest thing as a man to do, is to walk away. But when you get older, you learn just to let it ride, because you know it ain't worth your life. And this is what you think about. Like, man, this ain't worth my life. I'm going to let that roll. And apparently when you're young, 21 or 23 and 24, you don't have that judgment anymore. That's why these youngsters are so dangerous, especially when it comes to shorties, especially on these streets. You see shorties, man, you leave them alone and you walk away. Because I was a shorty once, that age, and I know what I was thinking. And I know that's an age you stay away from them. And here it is. He probably was going up there, thought they was going to back down from him. He probably thought he was going to go up there, impress his girl, punk them. And they probably wasn't backing down. Like, man, whatever. Bring it. And they had guns too. But when you bring guns in a situation, you should have left your gun at home. He bring his gun out. Here it is. You dating a thugged out killer. Look how beautiful she is. Now, how many doctors, lawyers, club owners she could have ended up with? And anyway, she did. You know what I'm saying? Come on, people. Come on, people. But instead of just going up there and just trying to punk them, they probably wasn't backing down. And they wouldn't. They own a club. They doing good. They got pistols too. They wasn't trying to hit. And then that's how quick something can just spiral out of control. This is why when you're older, you just let stuff go. It ain't worth your life. It ain't worth going to jail forever. This is why when you get older, we just let it go. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. So now four families are ruined. 4 of them. Two families, these two won't ever get to see their loved ones because they are dead. They will never get to see now, and which is a horrible. This is dude right here. They go to murder one of her boyfriend that she didn't convince to come up to the club and kill. This is Alexis. Beautiful young girl. Beautiful. She's facing capital murder, multiple. $1 million bond. So, sister, you will not be getting out of jail. You will not be getting out of jail. Neither will him. Unfortunate tragedy, but man, we seeing it. This is a new world. This is 2018, man. We facing some horrific scenes out there. This is why you just walk away and stay away from that nightclub. Even owning a nightclub today, even being a security guard, or even going to the damn club. That's why a lot of older cats, man, just choose to stay at the crib. Because, man, it's just too much danger out there, man. It's just too much danger out there. And this is the consequence of it. Now, she probably thought, oh, I'm going to come get my boyfriend to come punk them. And she didn't, on the other flip side, she didn't know he was going to bring a gun, probably. And dude ended up bringing his pistol. She probably thought, oh, I just have a minor fist fight. Watch my boyfriend come punk him or fight him or beat him up. Now, 2 people are dead. So now you're facing capital murder. And you will get 40 years for 2 counts. She's probably going to try to make a deal with him, give her boyfriend up. Oh, I didn't know he's going to bring a gun. And she's a female, so the jury probably buy a little bit of that. Judge probably put some leniency towards her. Maybe. And maybe she won't see the rest of her life. She'll get out when she's 60, 70. But your life is over. Over a split-second decision. This is why so many people, man, when they 30 plus, they just let stuff go. A lot of people try to say, oh, you're punk for this, that, and the other. No, it ain't worth it. Now you think about consequences when you get older. When you older, 30 plus, you think of consequences first. And as hard as it is, it's the hardest thing in the world for man just to walk away from situations. So many times do we want to just go out there and act a damn fool for some disrespect somebody. Man, there's so many internet gangsters out there, man, that think they tough. And every time I get a troll out there, man, I be like, man, I be wanting to go in. But as you get older, man, you think like, damn, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth going to jail for. It ain't worth it. Anyway, make sure you guys share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I got these t-shirts for sale now. You can contact me. All my contact info will be in the description box. Peace, peace, peace.